Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a story from 2024. In the United States, a 15-year-old child was suffering from bone marrow cancer and was fighting for his life. But it wasn't the cancer killing him, it was a superbug. His immune system was destroyed by chemotherapy and a multi-drug resistant bacteria attacked him. The doctors threw everything at it, 9 different antibiotics, but nothing worked. The doctors gave up the hope, but then they asked the US FDA for special permission to use an experimental drug that was still in testing. A drug made not by Pfizer, not by Moderna, but by an Indian company that most people had written off. Within a few weeks, the infection vanished and the boy survived. The drug was Zenic and the company is Vocard. For the last 10 years, the market treated Vocard like a dead stock. But between 2023 and 25, the stock rallied 10x from 160 rupees to nearly 1700. But why? Because while the world's biggest pharma giants ran away from antibiotics, Vocard bet its entire existence on them. To understand why Vocard's success is a miracle, you first need to understand the economics of antibiotic. You see, for companies like Pfizer or Merck, making antibiotic is actually a bad business. But why? Because of 2 reasons, which are even mentioned in the Outliers report. Number 1 is the volume problem. If you make BP or diabetes medicine, the patient takes it for 30 years. This is the recurring revenue. But an antibiotic, you take it for 7 days, you get cured and you stop buying. The customer lifetime value is very low. And the second one is resistance problem. Bacteria evolve, and if you spend billions of dollars developing a new antibiotic, within a few years, the bacteria will learn to resist it and your drug will become useless. This is why since 1987, there has been no new class of antibiotics discovered. Big Pharma exited the space to focus on high margin cancer drugs. But this created vacuum, a silent pandemic called antimicrobial resistance. And this is where Dr. Habil Korakiwala, the founder of Vocard, show an opportunity that no one else did. But in 2008, a financial crisis hit. They had 4,000 crore in debt. The US FDA clamped down on their factories. The company was bleeding. Any other CEO would have sold the R&D department to save money. R&D burns cash without giving immediate returns. He sold the businesses that were making money today to fund the research for a drug that might make money 15 years later. He calls this conviction over convention. While Sun Pharma and Cipla focused on making generic copies of existing drug, Vocard focused on new chemical entities. Look at this chart. Sun Pharma has 52,000 crore revenue and 2,459 patents. Vocard has only 3,000 crore revenue, but look at the patents. They have 858 patents. They are punching way above their weight class. They aren't playing the volume game. They are playing the innovation game. But what did they build with all this money? They built a platform of 6 super drugs, but the crown jewel is Zenic. Here is the science in simple terms. Bacteria are smart. When you throw an antibiotic at them, they built a shield in the form of an enzyme to destroy the antibiotic. Zenic uses a beta-lactam enhancer mechanism. Think of it as a battering ram. It breaks the shield so the medicine can enter and kill the bacteria. In phase 2 trials, it showed 97% efficiency where standard drugs like meropenem were failing. This is why the US FDA gave it QIDP status, that is Qualified Infectious Disease Product. This is a VIP pass. It means faster approvals and 5 extra years of market exclusivity. And it's not just Zenic. In May 2025, they launched Micnef in India for pneumonia. They have created a pipeline that is targeting global market of worth $7 billion. Now, as an investor or a student of business, you have to ask, is this a stock hype or is it real? Let's look at the bull cases. Monopoly power. Since Zenic got FDA approval, Vocard became the only player in the working cure for superbugs in the US market. And the price elasticity is 0 because if you are dying, you will pay anything. And the second is cost recovery. Even if they capture just 2% of the addressable market, they will recover their entire R&D cost in a couple of years. And the third is smart money. Institutional investors like Madhusudan Kela and Prashant Jain have pumped in 1000 crore. But here is the bear case, and that is execution. Inventing a drug is one thing, but manufacturing it at a global scale without any quality control issue is a different ball game. The story of Vocard is not just about a stock price, it is a case study on pivot. For 30 years, Indian pharma has been the copycat capital in the world. We take Western drugs, reverse engineer them and sell them cheap. But Vocard proved that India can move from make in India to invent in India. Mr. Khorakiwala didn't think in quarters, he thought in decades. He nearly went bankrupt, keeping this one dream alive. And here is the business lesson. In a crowded market like generic pharma, you compete on prices, but in an innovation market like novel antibiotics, you compete on values. Vocard moved from the price game to value games, and that is why market is rewarding them. Guys, that's it from my side. If you learned something new from this case study, hit the like button and don't forget to share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.